Welcome to Beacon Video. I'm here with George Faison, Kimi Nakata, and I'm Kendall Morano, and we are members of the Widening the Circle team, hoping to introduce you, the viewer, to Article 2. We're going to play a little quiz show, but before I get started, I'll ask George and Kimi to do a little introduction.
I've been coming to Beacon for 19 years with my wife and my daughter, although now my daughter's an adult, so she doesn't live here anymore. And I've been involved in a lot of different social justice and anti-racism education projects, including the process leading up to our hanging the Black Lives Matter banner. And I've been also involved in editing and wordsmithing a lot of different documents over the years.
I'm George Faison, and I've been coming to Beacon with my wife Stephanie for I'd say a dozen years now, and I've been very involved in social activism with the congregation. Again, Black Lives Matter movement, but also gun violence prevention. But especially if you've been to any of the Black Lives Matter events and annual festivities we've held, you might have seen me around the grill serving a lot of food, because my thing has been, if we can get people to sit down and share a meal together, we can get to know each other better. And so my passion has been to bring us together so that we don't just do events, but we get to know each other and build relationships. And that's the beauty of Beacon for me.
I started coming about 5 years ago with my two daughters then. I've since then had a third daughter, and I've been active in the RE with their religious education, and also in the Widening the Circle team with you lovely folks, trying to think about how we can become a more anti-racist, anti-oppressive congregation. Part of this work is actually teaching the congregation about Article 2, which is a big deal for the Unitarian Universalist Association. I'll just go ahead and get started. I'm going to ask some questions. It's going to be a quiz style format around Article 2 and give you multiple choice answers. If you select the right response, you get a point. The person with the most points at the end wins. And what do you win? The admiration of the Beacon Friday video viewers, of course. For those of you watching, you can keep score on your own, and let us know how you did by posting in the comments to this video. Question 1. What is Article 2? Your answers are: it's an important part of the Unitarian Universalist Association bylaws, principles, and purposes document that provides the foundation for all the work of the UUA, its member congregations, and covenanted communities. Option 1. B. It's the new slang kids are using to refer to the second article of clothing you put on in the morning. Or C. Nobody knows. It's one of life's great mysteries. What do you think?
Well, I'm going to pick the first one.
And me, I always think it's one of life's great mysteries.
Well, Kimi gets the point here. It's an important part of the Unitarian Universalist Association bylaws, principles, and purposes. And it's basically what drives us in our mission for our congregations. Question number 2. Why is Article 2 such a hot topic at Beacon and among the UUA right now? Your options are: A, it spawned a new TikTok dance video challenge that's gone viral and everybody at Beacon's trying to do it. B, it's been studied by an appointed UUA commission over the past 2 years and has been revised to better reflect our current society, goals, and mission for UUA. Or C, it's been endorsed by the Kardashians, Beyonce, and President Biden.
And I'm all in for Beyonce and Biden. I mean, that's the ticket.
Well, I'm going to be conservative and say it's from a study by UUA commission.
Ding, 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 ding. Kimi gets the point. So you're right. It's been studied by a UUA commission over the past 2 years, and it's part of the bylaws that have been reflected to better reflect our current society, goals, and mission. Question number 3. When was the last time Article 2 was reviewed, revised, and adopted by the UUA? A, last year. B, year 2000. C, 1984. D, 1776.
I would say 2000, because picking a millennia date sounds like something you use with choose.
I'm going to pick 1984 because I think this is the kind of thing that always takes 2 or 3 years to do. So it's not going to like line up neatly on a decade.
I like that answer, Kimi. It is right, 1984. So it's been almost 40 years since these, what we now have as principles, have been reviewed, revised, and adopted, so updated for our times. So it's been a while. It kind of feels like it's due for an update. Question 4. Why is this new Article 2 revision revolutionary? A, it dumped tea in Boston Harbor. B, it didn't kneel during the national anthem. C, it's proposing 6 core values centered around love, written in an anti-oppressive, anti-racist language woven throughout, and just replacing our current list of 7 principles.
I like the drawing that I saw that has like love in the center and then it's got these petals around it.
I guess C would be closest to that. Eh?
Yeah, but there's only 6 petals. Well, I guess we can count love in the middle.
Indeed.
What happened to the 8th?
Well, the 8th one never really officially got adopted. So we have 7 principles in Article 2 currently. We adopted 8th principle at Beacon, but it hasn't passed a majority of congregations, so it isn't officially written into the UUA bylaws. So while we're still sort of in that discussion, the study commission has sent their revisions out and are now proposing this new structure. So wait, Kimi, did you choose C?
Well,
I did.
You did. George got one.
Oh, so this thing about leaving in anti-oppressive, anti-racist language. So I guess that's the answer about what happened to the 8th principle.
Yes, yeah, like, that's right.
Yes, I would say C also.
Awesome. So you're both right. Question 5. How is Article 2 going to star in this year's UUA General Assembly in Pittsburgh, June 21st and through the 25th? A, there's going to be an interpretive dance about it with free-flowing jazz and audience participation. B, we will vote on whether to officially adopt the Article 2 revisions into the UUA bylaws, principles, and purposes. C, we're going to designate a UUA star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame for it.
I think it has to be A because we're really into multimedia now.
And Beyonce could actually sing for us too. But maybe
wow.
It's B.
Okay, I'm going to give the point to George. It is B. We're going to vote. The delegates at the General Assembly will vote this year to officially adopt Article 2 revisions in the UUA bylaws, principles, and purposes. If it passes, it becomes official. If it doesn't pass, it's not allowed to go up for voting for another 2 years. So there's a little bit of urgency around, having discussions about Article 2 and whether or not we want to adopt it. Okay, last question. What can you do, members of Beacon do, to learn more about Article 2 and become informed about its changes? A, visit UUA.org to find out about Article 2 Study Commission's background and purpose. B, check out the Article 2 Study Commission's report, which actually summarizes their 2 years of work and shares the proposed draft of Article 2. C, join us at Beacon on Sunday, April 16th from 12:30 to 2 for lunch and discussion with fellow Beacon members about Article 2. Or D, all of the above.
I think it's all of the above. I think, in fact, are we going to link this stuff to the video, Kendall, so that people can find it easily?
Yeah, all this information we'll put it in the description.
Because I've read it and it's a good read. It's an easy read. And it's a powerful read.
I agree.
Well, I like multimedia and I like gatherings with food. So I I'm going to say all of the above.
Well, I got 4 and 4. So I appreciate you both. You played the game. It is a tie. I guess you both now get the undying admiration of the Friday video watchers. Thank
We
you
didn't
so
get
much for
perfect
playing.
scores, at least we tied.
To everybody who's watching, if you have any questions, we can reach out to Widening the Circle team, George, Kimi, me, Janet, Susan Pollock, Ingrid Lewis, Marty Rothfelder, Susan Kramer.
That's right.
Any of these names that you recognize, we'll be happy to have a conversation with you about Article 2. And join us on April 16th for further discussion and food.
Yeah,
And
stick around after church.
yeah. And if you did keep score, put it in the comments. I'd love to see how you did. Thank you.
See you soon.
Bye.